You had a word with Ardell yet?
I was on the phone.
You haven't said anything?
What?
You're supposed to be tackling her about selling the bracelet.
The police want to interview me about Imelda Clough. That Detective Sergeant Casey, he's just asked me to go down there later.
What's the problem? Mrs. Plummer won't mind you taking an hour off.
Oh, it's not that, I just wonder why.
Hiya. Hiya, love. It's just routine. You know how slow they are. You're always moaning on about it when you get a break in at school.
Yeah, but they were here yesterday talking to our Anthony. Why didn't he interview me then?
Do you have to see the police? It's just routine, love.
Yeah, you just go and get your breakfast, son. Bringing me up at the crack of dawn. Going on about an interview. I mean, the coppers have been to the school loads of times since she went missing. I've told them everything I can.
I know it's annoying, but just go and get it over with. When do they want to see you?
Later on this morning. I don't want to go to a police station. Make me feel like a criminal.
Don't be so soft. I've been more worried about Ardell at the moment. I mean, what does she think she's playing at?
I got to see them again.
It's just part of the investigation. You don't think your dad had anything to do with Imelda disappearing, do you?
It was me she was bullying. They think I made her run away, don't they?
No, they don't. It's got nothing to do with you, love. You did really well with the police. It's all over now. Oh, that'll be an end. She's never been off that phone since they moved into that flat. Hey, and just because your dad's busy, don't think he's forgotten about that bracelet. Count yourself lucky I haven't told you in.
I shouldn't have done it.
Hello. Don't you start. Hey, what was it like being grilled by the police? Did they make you feel dead guilty?
Why should I?
Well, she got suspended because of you.
She didn't have to run away.
The girls in our school reckon she's in London. She's probably on drugs and stuff. If she hasn't been murdered.
She hasn't been murdered.
How do you know?
Well, they would have found her, and they would have found her if she was still around here.
I suppose so. I don't care anyway. She's horrible. Who's bothered where she is?
Sorry for keeping you awake, Mr. Murray. Not enough hours in the day at the moment. The other half went to holiday. Thanks for coming in. Take a seat. This is nothing formal. We just need to find out as much as we can about the day Imelda Clough went missing. You don't mind, do you? I know you and your son had your difficulties with her, but, well, she's a child after all, and we have to do the best we can.
Yeah, I don't mind.
How long have you worked at the school?
4.5 years.
It's an unusual job being a school caretaker. You're the man in between, not a teacher, not a pupil. You must see things and hear things that teachers and pupils never do. Like I said, the man in between.
I suppose so.
Teachers and students in class, you moving around the premises constantly.
Yeah, if you want to put it like that, yeah.
Now, Imelda Clough, she left school on March the 20th, about 20 to 4. Do you remember that day?
Yeah, I do.
Where were you between 20 to 4 and, say, 4:30?
Me?
Yeah. It's a simple question. Where were you?
Was at the school?
At the school, yeah. With plenty of scope to see exactly when Imelda Clough left, perhaps where she went. Can you remember where you were at that time, Mr. Murray?
I was made acting head caretaker about that time, yeah. I remember. I was at a health and safety meeting.
At 4 o'clock on March the 20th?
Yes, definitely.
Health and safety meeting, 4 p.m?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, of course I'm sure. It was the first one I was put in charge of.
Can you excuse me, Mr. Murray?
What's going on?
Shouldn't be too long.
What's happening? I've been waiting here for hours.
Sit down, Mr. Murray.
I've missed nearly a day's work here. What's going on?
Let's go back to March the 20th. Where were you at 4 o'clock that afternoon?
I've told you. At a health and safety meeting.
Definitely.
Yeah, I told you.
I've seen the entry in the head teacher's diary, but she tells us it was cancelled till the following week. It didn't take place on March the 20th. So if you weren't at that meeting at 4 o'clock that afternoon, where were you?
I must have been at the school.
I've been looking at your employment records. You worked at St. Wilfrid's School in Mossy Lee before you took your present job, late 1998?
Yeah.
Did any of the children attend that school?
No.
Do you recall the name Jennifer Black?
Oh, I don't think so.
Jennifer Black was a young pupil at St. Wilfrid's School. 2 months before you left, she went missing. She hasn't been seen since. Did you know her? Put Black aside for a moment. Let's talk about your work.
What are you trying to say?
Calm down, Mr. Murray. This is an informal interview. Do you ever see bullies at work?
I have done, yeah.
Did you ever see them bullying your lad?
Yeah.
Who was bullying him?
Imelda Clough.
What did you do about it?
What do you think I did? I told him to stand up for himself.
Stand up for himself.
Hit her back.
Have you seen other cases of bullying?
Yeah, I told you.
Anything specific you can tell me about?
There've been quite a few. I've been in this job a long time.
What did you do when you witnessed bullying?
But I told him off.
Is that all? What did you say?
Look, what's this about?
What did you say?
I told the bullies I'd report them if I saw them doing it again.
And the victims?
I told them to stand up for themselves. It's the only way. Hit back.
Like you told your own son?
Yeah, it was the right thing to do.
Even when he took an iron bar and attacked Imelda Clough?
I didn't know Auntie was going to do that.
But you told him to fight back?
Yeah.
There were other incidents when Anthony hit back, weren't there?
But he was standing up for himself, that's all.
He used a metal bin as a weapon in the school toilets, didn't he?
That was over the top.
Then another incident in the science lab. Pretty violent, according to the head teacher.
He was under a lot of pressure.
From you?
From the flaming bullies. All I did was tell him to stick up for himself.
That's why he took an iron bar to Imelda.
I told you. I didn't know about that. I meant to give her a slap, not take a bar to her.
Did it bother you? A girl bullying your son, humiliating him.
I didn't like it.
So you told Anthony to give her a slap. Slap a girl.
I didn't mean beat her up or anything.
Anthony's a quiet lad. Mild-mannered. You must have put a lot of pressure on to make a boy like that fight back with an iron bar.
What are you getting at? I told him to fight back, not use a bar.
Or has he got some behavioural problem?
Has he, heck?
But he seems quiet. Where does it come from, this violent streak? From you?
No. He was sticking up for himself, that's all.
But an iron bar, a steel bin. Have you ever thought about getting him counselling?
He doesn't need any of that rubbish. All he needs is to look after himself. Look, I know what's right for my family. I sort it out. If it wasn't for that bullying little cow, all this wouldn't have happened.
What wouldn't have happened? All what?
Well, me, sat here, you, searching for the little bitch.
You don't like Imelda?
I don't like bullies. Look, the effect their bullying had on my son. She made his life hell. He was terrified.
Is that why you hit Imelda Clough?
I pushed her, that's all.
I'm told you pushed her so hard she smashed into a wall. She had to have medical treatment.
All right, I lost her. But anyone would. She conned her way into my wife's birthday party. She conned her way into my house when my son was off sick just to bully him. Why do you think I hit her?
You said you pushed her?
Yeah, pushed her, yeah. I lost my temper with her. My son actually told us he'd rather die than face her every day.
That must have made you angry.
Well, of course it did.
Do you often lose your temper? Lash out?
No.
Were you pleased when she was suspended?
Well, it wouldn't be. The school had been dragging their feet. She should have been excluded permanently.
But you still wanted to hit back at her for what she'd done to your son.
No, I was happy with that. At least the school were doing something.
But not enough.
I didn't say that.
Imelda Clough returned from suspension on March the 20th. That was the last day she was seen by anyone. Do you have any idea where she might be?
No.
You're sure about that?
Of course, I'm sure.
I need to make a call.
Look, I'm not...
St. Wilfrid School in late 1998.
Yeah.
Why did you leave?
This job came up. It was closer to home.
Was that the only reason?
What's this all about?
Was that the only reason?
Yeah.
How long were you at St. Wilfrid's?
5 years, something like that.
Do you remember an incident of bullying in 1997? A boy, an 11-year-old, almost the same age as Anthony. A promising young footballer, I'm told. He was bullied so much he took an overdose of tablets. Fortunately, he survived.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember his name?
It was a funny name.
David Liptrot?
Yeah, that's it. I remember him now. Yeah, he was a good player. Just lacked a bit of confidence.
Did you know him personally?
Nah, I might have spoken to him a few times.
You weren't particularly fond of him?
What's that meant to mean?
It's not a suggestion of impropriety. You were a keen follower of the school team, and after David took his overdose, he lost interest in the game, stopped playing, had to have psychiatric treatment.
I remember now, yeah.
Did that make you angry?
It was a lousy thing to happen.
The bully involved was a girl, Jennifer Black. Jennifer Black was suspended from school after David's overdose, then readmitted. She went missing less than a week later. She hasn't been seen since. Are you sure you didn't know her?
Yeah.
Can you see my point here? You're caretaker at two different schools when two different girls each disappear without trace. Strangely, both girls were bullies who both preyed on young lads. Both lads were known to you, and one was your own son. When your own son was bullied by Imelda Clough, he might have taken an overdose, mightn't he? Did that send your mind back to young David Liptrot? Were you as angry with Imelda Clough as you were with Jennifer Black?
No.
We know for sure Imelda Clough was clear of the school grounds.
This has got nothing to do with me.
You told me you were at a health and safety meeting, but we now find it was cancelled.
It was a mistake, that's all, but I was definitely in school at the time.
We can't confirm that.
I was there, I know I was there.
But Mrs. Plummer tells me you're quite flexible about hours. Many a time she told us you say you're just nipping out. Did you just nip out at 4 o'clock that afternoon, Mr. Murray?
No.
You said...
Right. Thanks for coming in. I may need to speak to you again, but...
I've been here all day. You've accused me of all sorts of...
That's all for now, Mr. Murray.
I keep going over and over it, but I still can't remember where I was at the time.
Get your tea and stop worrying about it.
You weren't there. You don't know what it was like. They just kept going on and on about me pushing her, about me hating bullies.
The girls run away. It's just routine questioning.
But they're building it up as if she's dead, as if she'd been murdered. By me.
Oh, don't be so soft.
I am serious, for God's sake. You hear about these miscarriages of justice all the time.
Now you are going over the top.
And they asked me about that Jennifer Black.
Who?
That girl that went missing while I was working at St. Will's. You must remember.
Sort of, yeah. What's that got to do with you?
But he was trying to make it look like I'd done something to her as well as Imelda Clough. Asked me if I knew her in that.
Well, it's obviously going to ask you that, isn't it?
Me lad's been bullied. I know the girl from school. I had a go at her. I was at the old school when the other one went missing. It's all there, isn't it? They think I had something to do with Imelda Clough disappearing. They think I killed her.